hats. And I'm so excited to dive into this because this topic that we're talking about today is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to transforming the workflow of your wedding photography business. We are doing this free class in celebration of the course that we are launching. That's going to be about all workflow, transforming your entire business, not just for the small portrait side of the wedding photography day, but your entire workflow, how to manage basically everything. So this is just part of a much bigger system, and we'll be unveiling the full course that can help change how you run your business. So I'll go ahead and kick this off. Let me take a sip of water. I know as a wedding photographer's how challenging family portraits can be. The pressure to capture stress-free images can quickly feel overwhelming. Maybe you found yourself running behind schedule, wrangling uncooperative family members, or searching for grandma who's wandered off to cocktail hour. It can feel like pure chaos. I feel like it's one of the most stressful part of a wedding day because there's a lot of pressure on you to keep the timeline going, right? So things don't run behind. Especially if like the hair and makeup team made the ceremony start late or the ceremony started late for some other reason, then it's like up to us to catch up, which I think is unfair, but this is the situation that we're usually thrown into. So it is stressful. I have been there. I get it. It's hectic. It's far from fun, but it doesn't have to be that way. There are things that you can do to kind of go into this situation and take back control of it. So what if I told you that there is a simple stress-free system to create and execute a wedding family portrait list in just 20 minutes or less? A lot of times we're doing it in less than 20 minutes. So imagine having a clear plan that saves you time, it keeps everybody calm, and it makes you feel confident and back in control. So as wedding photographers, we're expected to wear so many hats. We are not just artists, but we're also the keeper of the timeline. We are the planners when the planners aren't around, or if the couple doesn't hire a planner. We are therapists to our stressed out couples. And I feel like without a clear, organized plan, it can all start to unravel, particularly during family portraits is when this tends to happen. And those 20 minutes can quickly turn into 30, and it feels like herding cats in formal wear because the clock is ticking, time is running out, you're starting to feel the pressure. And the truth is, in these chaotic moments, it's not just frustrating for you, but it's also frustrating for your clients. And it goes back to client experience. They're trusting you to create an organized, seamless experience. When things start to go off track, they're really starting to feel this stress themselves as well. And I know you don't want that. Your clients are counting on you to be the leader in those moments. They want a seamless experience. They want efficient portraits and stunning images that capture the essence of their family. But they also want this to be quick and efficient because they don't want to miss out on other parts of the wedding, their couples portraits, their cocktail hour. And without a plan, it's really hard to meet those expectations. But you can. With the right system, it is completely achievable. Instead of chaos, you have a streamlined system. You walk into family portraits feeling confident, and you're calm, you're paired, you move efficiently while keeping everyone relaxed, and your professionalism does shine through. And the results are beautiful portraits with extremely happy clients. And with us, everything goes back to client experience. So my promise to you is if you stick around, I am going to show you how to do this. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to make this your reality. You'll learn my proven system to execute family portraits in 20 minutes or less without stress, without chaos, just a smooth professional process that makes you proud of the work that you do. So I guess I forgot to introduce myself, but I am Mara Casados, and I am a small business owner. I am a wedding photographer. I am an educator, but my biggest title and most important title is I am a mom. And I have been in the wedding industry for about 15 years. And in those 15 years, I have shot well over 400 weddings. And I have noticed that there is a certain timeline that every wedding tends to follow and that can follow to succeed. Excuse me. And while it has earned our team hundreds of 5-star reviews, it has earned us referrals from other clients and vendors, but it's also enabled our business to grow, enabled our business to skyrocket, because of how we manage our workflow, which is, it kind of does go back to the course that we are launching about managing your workflow. And it feels really great to leave a wedding after doing the family portraits and people are coming up to you saying like, that was awesome. It was so smooth. It was so quick. It was so much better compared to the other 5 weddings that I've been to, because it is the most stressful and chaotic part of the wedding day, I personally feel. So a little bit more about me. Running a 6-figure business and traveling the world for weddings was always the biggest dream that I had. If I could tell my 20-year-old self what I'd be doing today, I know she wouldn't believe me. But now it all goes back to being a mom and running my business in the most efficient way possible so that I can spend more time with her. She is my why, and she is why I've come up with all of these great systems to generate more time. So let's get back into it and exactly how you can do this. So the very first step is we do send our clients a questionnaire, and this questionnaire asks a lot of different questions, but part of that, it is basically a shot list, and it is the portrait shot list that we do after the ceremony. And within this questionnaire, the typical shot list it shows them what a typical wedding does, So within this questionnaire, the shot list shows them what a typical wedding does. And it keeps them from creating this massive list, because we are giving them this list to kind of go off of, and it gives them a guideline, but it also keeps us in control. And maintaining control is very important. When we give them this list, we ask them to check off what they do want and to leave blank what they don't want. At the bottom, we do put in bold that they can add to this list, but to keep in mind, any additional shots they want will cut into more cocktail hour time, more couples portraits time. So you got to keep it short. This really does keep them in check because you're giving them an example to go off of. And most of the time they do stick to this. And then sometimes we do have them give us a couple of additional shots. But because we are warning them that I will not to make the list too long, they typically do keep it pretty short. And then comes $1 million question. We are asking them, do you have any family dynamics that we need to know about? This one is so important because if a bride's parents are divorced and haven't spoken since 1995, you definitely are not going to be the one to want to suggest they cuddle up for a photo, right? They hopefully will put on their big boy pants and stand next to each other, but you don't want to be asking them to take solo photos. So you want to know ahead of time what awkwardness might arise. So you're going to be asking about divorces, deaths, step-parents, step-siblings, like people who don't speak, deaths in the family. It is so important to talk about all of this with your couple because you want to help avoid conflicts and awkwardness. And if the parents are divorced and remarried, and you already know that, you can take charge, and so that the groom doesn't feel the stress on his shoulder for having to call in who's in the picture, you can say, okay, I need bride, groom with groom's dad, Bob, and Sue, who is the stepmom. And then you have them come out and say, I need bride, groom with groom's mom, Sarah, and Jack, who is the stepdad. It's going to kind of save the groom or the bride or whomever for having to have that awkward moment of having to ask people to get in the picture. It puts it back on you. And again, it goes back to client experience. Also, if a family member has passed, you are going to want to know that ahead of time. Asking for the bride's dad to get in the photo when he's no longer with us is not a good look. So here's an example shot list that we use to send to our couples. You could screenshot this. We will be sending you the replay again, as I said. We do start with the grandparents because most of the time they have trouble standing, or we want to get them done first because it's hot, let them get back inside. It just, again, goes back to client experience. And then we start with a large group and break it down. So here you could see the example. We have bride, groom, bride's parents, bride's siblings, significant others, and then the children. And we break it down from there. Okay, siblings out, kids out, take photo, groom out, take photo, dad out, take photo, and so on, and then do the other side. And this kind of keeps you moving through the process. Also, I know I'm saying bride and groom a lot, but I want you to know that our shot list that we send to our couples is inclusive. It does say you partner and their grandparents, you partner and your grandparents. So you can adapt it to say whatever you would like it to say, but this is what ours says. The next step is going to be phone consultation. So when we do the phone consultations with our couples to go over the whole timeline, that's part of our workflow, and go over this shot list, I review it beforehand to make sure I know what questions I have, to make sure I know what I want to ask them about the family before I start chatting with the couple. And I will reschedule a phone consult if they do not fill out this form, because I feel like it's so important for me to be able to know the answers to all these things before I do the phone call with this couple. So once we start to go over the family shot list, I do ask the name of people to write next to their relationship. It's not super important for me to ask like immediate family. Like I don't need to know each sister's name, but what I really do want to know is step parents' names, step siblings' names. It makes it easier to call people in. I really want to know the boyfriend's name of the sister who's bringing him that the bride doesn't like, so that if the sister's trying to get him in pictures, that I can make sure to be like, okay, let me have Jessica and Brian, who's the boyfriend. And then I can say, Jessica, stay in, Brian, come out. So that way the sister feels like she gets what she wants and the bride can delete it later if she wants. But I already have the name, so it's quick to call people in and have them move out. So that's why I recommend writing down the names next to the relationship. The next thing that we recommend to our clients is to have a bossy family member or bridesmaid or whoever to be in charge of helping wrangle. I will have my second shooter helping me with the shot list, or the second shooter will be at cocktail hour and I'll have a photo assistant helping me with the shot list. However, it is so helpful to have somebody who can run to the bar and grab grandma, because earlier I said she left. So instead of having the bride's mom leaving, I need her to stay in the photos. Somebody else can go and run and get grandma. So it's great to have somebody assigned to do this task. We also recommend telling your clients to have the officiant announce that they invite everybody to go to cocktail hour at XYZ location. However, can the family who were previously instructed to stay behind for photos please stay behind? It is key that the officiant says previously instructed, because if they don't say that, if they just say family stay behind, then you're going to have great Aunt Karen once removed staying behind because she's like, oh, I'm family. And then again, it's going to be awkward and she's going to want to be included. So you will have to include her because the couple's going to feel bad if you don't include her. So it's better to just have the officiant announce it the correct way after the ceremony has commenced. We also want you to remind your couple to run and hide. If I am unfamiliar with a venue, I'll get there early so that I know an exit strategy for the couple. It's really great if they can kind of exit and make a loop back around to the front. It's really great for the flow of things to get the couple back up front to start family photos, and that way everybody kind of leaves and starts to go to cocktail hour. Do not allow for a receiving line. That is for the reception. If you are letting your couple hang out at the back of the aisle, they are going to end up wanting to hug everybody, or if they don't want to hug everybody, they're going to do it anyway because it's their wedding. They don't want to be confrontational. They want to be kind to their guest, to their family member. However, on the inside, they are starting to freak out because they know that there is a timeline that needs to be adhered to. Or maybe they're not going to freak out. Maybe they're type B, and then you will start to freak out because you can't pull them away. So remind the couple to exit and hide, and then gently kind of push them in that direction. These are all things that I am reminding my couple during the consult call. So they may also ask can they have photos with friends and colleagues. I say yes, of course, to put it on the shot list. However, we are going to do it during cocktail hour, or we're going to do it during the reception. At some point in the timeline, if they have certain shots that they want, I will put it in the timeline for them to get up and get those photos with people. Save it for later. Don't try to squeeze this in during the shot list. They also may ask for an extended family photo, and I recommend doing this at the very end and just doing two. So one for the groom's side, one for the dad's, and then just kind of calling everybody in and saying, if you're related to Jessica, please get in the photo, and just keep ushering them. And you can make this very quick. So this has become a popular thing, trying to do the family portraits before. Some photographers are okay with this. A lot of wedding planners try to push for this. I don't like it because somebody is still always missing. And it's usually like the groom's sister because she's off getting the kids ready. Or the groom's brother-in-law. Like somebody's always missing. And then what happens is you're having to repeat these photos after the ceremony. Or if you're not repeating them after the ceremony, then they just don't get that photo. And that's kind of sad. So it always ends up being repeated. And so it ends up being pointless to try to do it before. Save the time before, if they do a first look, save the time before for wedding party and for couples portraits. That is what the time before the ceremony is for. After the ceremony is when you can do all those photos. If they don't have a bridal party, then I will say we could do immediate family like siblings and parents, and that's it. That way they can do some stuff before because there's not a wedding party, so we don't have to use that time. But I do have weddings where I'm just like, yay, that just means more couples per time because, again, family is always missing. So to recap, we are sending them a shot list before the timeline build call with them. And along with this suggested shot list, I'm asking, are there any additional shots they would like and reminding them why it will take longer. We are finding out about family dynamics or passings. And then during the phone call, we are going over the list with them and getting names of people to write next to the relationship. We are reminding them to tell people to stay behind for portraits. We are reminding them what to say to the officiant to have them announce. And then we are reminding them to have a bossy family member in charge of helping you. So now it is the wedding day. Yay! So I want you to remember that on the wedding day, you need to remember to be kind but firm. People aren't going to be listening because they are excited. Use names, sometimes physically pose them, give instruction, and use your teacher voice. Sometimes I find myself having to clap and talk to them like they are fifth graders because nobody wants to listen to me. And sometimes it does resort to that, but I still am extremely kind. I just become more firm. And most importantly, if you have a wedding with a bride with a big train, you're going to want to try to move her as little as possible. This is why I have the order that I do on that shot list. Once I get her dressed perfect, I'm not going to want to move her again. I don't want to fix the train over and over. So try to move her as little as possible. So this is pretty much everything that you need to know to make the most stressful part of a wedding day flow flawlessly. Eliminating the stress of the bride and groom, eliminating the stress you feel, and just making the day that much more flawless. But what about the rest of the wedding day? What about the rest of the photo timeline? What about the rest of your workflow for your business? Do any of you in this call, do any of you feel like there's other parts of the wedding day timeline or your business workflow, like editing, all of those things that feel extremely overwhelming, that you feel like you're always behind or off track? Well, I can say that with over 15 years of wedding photography experience, sorry, my slides got a little behind here. I have definitely experienced it all. I've seen it all. I've seen the highs of traveling the world and working with exceptional couples to the lows of navigating challenges like COVID and pivoting to keep my business afloat, the lows of feeling like the timeline is completely derailed and I have to now figure out how to get everything back on track. And through it all, I have developed a complete workflow system that goes far beyond man and couples family portraits. The system that I have keeps me really organized. It keeps my clients thrilled, and it saves me countless hours. You've probably noticed how crucial it is to have a solid plan for a stress-free wedding day. But I want you to imagine what it would be like having a proven system that simplifies your entire business, from not just the wedding day, but the first inquiry when somebody inquires to book you, to all the way to the final gallery, delivering the final gallery. And this is why I have created the Wedding Photography Workflow course. It is a complete system designed to not only organize family portraits like a pro, but to transform your entire wedding photography workflow. And I'm talking about making your business smoother, making it more professional, and let's be real, way less stressful. It's everything you need, and it's all in one place. And I'm so excited to share this with you guys today because I have been exactly where you are, or juggling timelines, trying to stay organized, and wanting to give my clients the best experience possible. also being a mom and doing laundry and pickup lines and life. And that's why I wanted to create something that would completely transform how I run my business. I wanted to have a plan from inquiry to image delivery to get my life back. But this isn't just a course. This is a solution to all of the challenges that you have been facing. It is a solution to the chaos of running a wedding photography business. So again, are you feeling overwhelmed by a disorganized workflow? Or are you struggling to keep up with client inquiries, build seamless timelines, delivery galleries on time? Are your image in a million places? Does it take you months to deliver photos? When you go to post something, does it take you a long time to find a portfolio image that you want to use to post something? I'm going to cover all of that inside this course, and it is self-paced, and you will get each step-by-step system from booking and creating photo timelines to delivering your gallery. And there are bonus tips to helping you stay organized and build a reputation as a go-to photographer. So I've got every step covered, because when your workflow clicks, then you have the chance to help your business thrive. Then you have the chance to work on marketing, to work on building your clientele. But most importantly, this class will teach you how to get more time, because time is something that you can never get back, and it will help you find your why. Like, my daughter is my why. So having time to spend with her and not spending time on tedious tasks like sending emails and doing workflows for booking, it's just things that I don't have time to do. And time is also money. And so this just saves me so much time so that I could spend it with my family and spend less time on tedious tasks. So this is just an overview of all the lessons that are covered in the course, what we use to book clients and onboard them into our client management system, what we send clients as a welcome gift, our entire editing workflow, not really how we edit, but basically how we catalog everything and keep us extremely organized, the entire wedding day timeline and how we help clients build a perfect timeline, and the post-wedding workflow, how we get all those raving reviews. So you can snag all of this today for $149. It is discounted today just for this week and for the people in the masterclass. But if you grab it today, the price is dropping to $149. And I am also throwing in an exclusive bonus, all of our canned emails. This is worth its weight in gold. They are the exact ones that I use to save so much time. They are absolute game changer for your business. And it is a fast track to booking more clients and running your business like a well-oiled machine. My commitment to you is that I want you to take action and get results. So this week, I am also opening up myself to any questions you have if you sign up for the course, to help you get your business on track, to help you get your business in check. I want your business to grow. I want you to get organized. I want you to get results. So I'm opening up myself. You'll be able to email us anytime you have any questions, because this is my commitment to you. And this isn't just an investment in a course. It's an investment into yourself and your business. Imagine how much time you'll save when you have a seamless workflow. So to recap, for when you join today, you'll get access to all of these bonuses. Sorry, I skipped a slide there. The wedding photography workflow checklist, my family shot list template, a sample wedding day timeline. All of these items are valued at over $100 alone. And you'll also get lifetime access to the course materials, including any future updates that I make. So again, you are getting all of this for $149 today. That's over $300 worth of resources, setting you up for long-term success as a photographer. But the special pricing is only available until Sunday evening. But I want you to remember that I'm also including my canned emails. These emails, it has taken me 15 years to develop these emails, and I am giving them all to you. If you sign up within 24 hours, you are getting all these canned emails, all of them, from when a client inquires. So what we are sending them to entice them to book, to follow-up emails that we're following up if they don't respond, all the way through the wedding, all the way to request reviews. So years and years to develop these emails, all free if you sign up today. Okay, so we are going to launch into Q&A. I'm going to go ahead. Does anybody have any questions about today's class, about family portraits, about the workflow course? Put them in the chat. I can answer them now. I did have a couple of questions that were emailed to me. How do I know that I'll actually see results? So this is a great question, because you don't want to, it's scary to pay for something if you're not sure you're going to actually see results. And I feel like this course is definitely going to show results because it is the exact system that me and my team use to manage up to 50 weddings a year. We maintain a balance in our personal lives by using this workflow. It works amazing for us. It has proven again and again to save us time. It creates consistency with our brand and with our clients. It enhances their experience. And I know everyone's journey is different, but the steps and tools we provide are designed to help you see real, tangible results in your business. Another question we have is, I'm just starting out. Is this too advanced for me? I don't think so. I think this course is perfect for photographers at any stage. I wish that I had started a stronger workflow when I first started my business. I had my contracts in Adobe Sign and I had my forms in Jot Forms. It was a mess. I was like missing things. Things weren't getting sent out on time. Clients weren't paying their bills on time. My images were all over the place. I could never find anything. So I feel like if I had a workflow from the very get-go, my business would have grew so much faster. So I don't feel like I feel like it's perfect for photographers at any stage. It gives you a strong foundation. Somebody else asked, is it self-paced? Yes, I had mentioned that it is self-paced. So you could complete this in a week, you could complete this in a year. But again, I am going to be available this week to answer any questions and to help push you along. I know we are entering wedding season, or those in certain places are already within wedding season. So if you could at least apply part of this workflow, like the email templates, the forms, like the timeline building, you can save like doing all of the big stuff, like getting your business into Honeybooks, Dubsado, or doing all those things, like gutting your contract, all of those things after wedding season slows down for you, then I think it's super beneficial to be able to do it that way as well. So it is self-paced. But does anybody have any other questions about family portraits or anything like that before I close us out here? I just want to make sure that. Okay, cool. All right. If you have any other questions, you can email me. And thank you so much for coming today. I hope this was great information for everybody. And again, you can email me at info@marajanephotography.com. This week, I will be available to answer any questions. And thank you so much for coming. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week.